Even though pain had slowed me down in the past week, I was still making progress. This next week promised to rid me of that annoying knee pain and propel me further on my journey to health. I'm Daniel, and I hope my story gives you courage as you live your life. The first day of the week, I did the push-ups that I usually did. All in all, it went well. The following day, I did the step downs that we had done at physical therapy, because the therapist told me to do them at home to hopefully strengthen my knees and alleviate the pain in them. This went extremely well, and I felt the pain level decrease in my knee as I did them. Soon after that, I held the plank like usual, but this time I held it for 2 minutes straight. I was only improving at 10 seconds per time, but at least it hadn't slowed down. The next day was obviously physical therapy day, and I started with the chin-ups. I did 5 in a row, but then I ran out of steam and had to stop. Once I did that, I did the leg press machine, and that went well. The next thing we did was the tabletop stretches, and those went well. Nothing interesting happening there. After that, we went on the treadmill, and that went much better than the last time I went on it, seeing as I could run again this time. After doing that for about 10 minutes, we went to the leg press machine again, but this time we did the sort of jumps that we had done in a previous session. Then I threw a ball at the trampoline, but this time it was a heavier one than we had used before. Finishing both of those things, we moved on to the different walking exercises that I had gotten used to doing. We added a new one this time as well that I hadn't done before, and this was simply walking backwards. After all of this was done, I moved on to the final thing I had to do there, and that was the chin-ups. I did 9 of them in a row, which brought my total to 14 for the whole session. This was tied with the most I had ever done in one day in recent memory, with the only other time I had done it being at the friend's house I told you about a few weeks ago. The next day I held the plank for 2 minutes and 10 seconds, which was another 10-second improvement. The day after I did the plank, I did the push-ups without too much of a problem. The next day, at physical therapy, I was feeling quite tired, so that put a bit of a limit on what I could do that day. We started out though with the leg press machine. Once we had done that, we went and did chin-ups, of which I did 5. This would be the second time this week that my first set of chin-ups was 5. Then I was stretched on the table before we did anything else. After that, the therapist had me walk, not run, as fast as I could to see how far I would make it in 6 minutes. The last time I did this, I went to 0.28 miles, but this time I made it to 0.36 miles, thus showing a marked improvement. After that, the therapist measured my strength in different ways by pushing against my leg, as you can see. I then did the calf stretches to raises that I had become familiar with. Then we did step-ups, and both those things went well. That was the last thing I needed to do before the chin-ups, and so then I went and did those. This time I managed to do 10 chin-ups before I couldn't do any more. This was the most I had ever done in a row, and this brought my total to 15 for the entire session, which is more than I had ever done before, period. I was more than pleased with myself in that accomplishment. And as I left, I was happy to be approaching the light at the end of the tunnel so quickly on my journey from arthritic to athletic. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Also, share it so others can enjoy this series. Talk to y'all later. Bye.